Hi everyone, welcome to my very first comic book review. Don't get too excited or think that these are going to be a regular thing. I'm only going to do comic reviews or anything reviews when something exciting comes along or when something that's really interesting comes along. Case in point, I've just picked up this. This is our Dust Bones from New Zealand comic creator Ben Stenbeck. If you're not familiar with Ben Stenbeck's work, he has done work with Mike Mignola on the Mignolaverse, most notably lately Koschei in Hell. Before that he's done Koschei the Deathless, which is one of my favourites. Also Frankenstein Underground, that's also a pretty big favourite of mine and my son's. So as you can probably imagine, we're pretty big Ben Stenbeck fans here. I met Ben Stenbeck years ago when I was helping to organise the Edge of the World exhibition, and he mentioned something about his own project then, and I got pretty excited when he mentioned that, and I've been waiting for this to come out, so I'm really excited that this has come out. First off, I'm going to talk about the art. Full disclosure, I'm not going to show anything because I want everyone here to read that and really enjoy it for themselves. But if you're familiar with Ben's work, his work is very clean and crisp and bold, and he's really dialed that up a few notches. Like he's really put he's really outdone himself, I think, in terms of art. Like where he needs to have detail, he's really put it in. In other places, he's really given frames to breathe and to have a bit of a relax. Although it's quite an intense story, he has allowed for a bit of a break. There are some things that I'm actually quite surprised he's done in places. Actually, I'm just going to show you because it's just so damn cool. Like he's always does really top-notch stuff, but there's a couple of bits here that are quite different for him. I can't find it now, so I'm going to make myself look like a bit of a... So, just little places like this. He's gone quite sketchy in places, which is quite... And on the back cover there as well. He's actually gone quite sketchy in places, which I'm not... I'm actually a little bit surprised about, and I really like that little bit of growth that he's done there. It's very cool, and I hope to see a bit more of that. As much as I love his bold and fantastic stuff, I do quite like the sketchy work that he's done. I really like the way that he does line weight. So he'll have outlines really bold and really smooth just to accentuate certain parts, and then he'll just have really fine lines here and there, and I really enjoy that about his work, and this book definitely shows a lot more of that. So man, I could go on all day about everything. I could really totally nerd out with that. But his character designs, although he's probably learned a little bit from Mike, I think he's really taken some of those lessons and really grown on them. All the characters' outfits and their tools and their weapons and their seats and just everything has just been designed really well, and everything feels like it's got a purpose and a use. It's really cool, and I love everything feels weathered and worn, and the world itself feels very weathered, worn down, beaten down. It feels quite oppressive, and it's quite cool, and I really like it. I also really like that everything seems to be covered in dust, which sort of goes back to the title, but it just feels really bleak. I think if you compare it to Mad Max, you're really selling it short. It's like Mad Max, there's a little bit of hope. There's technology that works, or there's shelter, or there's something there that's still human. But in this story, it's beyond that. Like there's no cars, there's no technology. Well, there's some, but no shelter to speak of. Like humanity has really gone down a bit of a downward spiral, and I think. Yeah, so going to the next bit, talking about the story and exposition. In terms of exposition, there's none. There's very little in terms of exposition. It's a very quiet story, which I like. I like that Ben has allowed us readers, and I appreciate this. He's really allowed us to think for ourselves and trusted us as readers to put the pieces together ourselves, read between the frames, read between the lines, and I really, really, really do appreciate that. And so with the art, he's really shown a very desolate future, but in terms of the language that the characters are using, well, the human characters, I'll get onto the other character later, but in terms of the human characters, their language is very broken and very short, sweet, simple, like really almost like a 2-year-old talking. And I think that's very clever. I think it's a very smart way to show just how far humanity has fallen, and how far they've gone down this rabbit hole of whatever humanity's gone down. And then so that's the human character, that's Earth, but then you have the extraterrestrial or artificial intelligence side as well, a character called Attis, which I actually really like. He's kind of a robot, but he's kind of biological. He's really his own thing. He's quite a unique design, and I really, really do like him. And it's quite a stark contrast when you see the human characters talk. It's very, I hate apples, well, or whatever, but very, very simple and very, very simple. And then you have the alien creature or the AI character talking very clear, concise, long sentences, and it just really shows the contrast. Also the designs as well, but the difference in language and understanding of everything is just very, very different. And I'd love to show you some, but I don't want to spoil it. Ben was very good. He didn't show an awful lot on his social media, or Image didn't show an awful lot either, which is really, really cool. And at the time I was like, I want to see more, but it was really nice just being able to open this book and just take it all in and really enjoy it. And I've read it cover to cover multiple times. My son, my 12-year-old, he's read it cover to cover and he loves it too. But yeah, so that cover there. So lovely bold colour work, lovely bold bleak cover. I mean, the really good thing about it is what you see on the cover is exactly what you get, and I love that. I've got to give a bit of a nod to, I think it's Dave Stewart. Yeah, Dave Stewart did the covers, the colours. I mean, if you're familiar with his work, he's done a lot of work with Mike McDowell as well, and yeah, I mean, he's definitely levelled up himself.